It is Sunday, September 10th, 12:10 p.m., Miami, Florida, and Hurricane Irma is raging outside. And I just wanted to share a little bit of hurricane wisdom. And I don't mean to be funny. I mean, considering how many people have been affected severely, people who've died, family, friends, relatives, my thoughts and soon-to-be donations and volunteering time will be with people, because it looks like we might have dodged the bullet over here. And I don't say thoughts and prayers because I'm as atheist as you can get and anti-theist. And I'm not going to turn this into an atheist sermon either. This is not about trying to convert people, though I really wish more people would see the light, so to speak. But whatever, that's not what the video is about. More than anything, is just I just want to throw my hat into the ring of all the other videos that I'm sure people are going to put out there on Hurricane Irma and people who've survived it and what they learned from it and all that. Like I said, I feel extremely fortunate that despite that it seems to be pounding down outside our house, that so far it looks like we may be dodging this bullet. But on Thursday, it looked like, wow, with all the news reports and stuff, it looked like we were going to lose it all, and I don't have much to lose to begin with. So it is interesting to reach a point where you're like, wow, it looks like I very well lose everything I've ever worked for, everything that I've cared for. I mean, in terms of material possessions, obviously still have my family, and you never know that either. And dude, there's quite a few material possessions that do make a big difference. And as an artiste, to lose everything that I've worked for, my paintings, sculptures, all the shit that I dedicated my life to. But I was like, yeah, there it goes. It's going to be gone. Worst case scenarios. And I don't want to blame the news about this. Is another little thing that I learned. I appreciate everyone who works in the news industry, even the people that I cannot stand. And especially the ones that are constantly trying to inject. Look, I was so afraid of losing this little girl. The people who, constantly injecting their political opinions, and I in a way, I'm kind of doing it myself, but not entirely. And I'm trying not to misinform people. And then that was the problem. The problem, like, for example, on Thursday, the news, and especially after what happened in St. Martin, and watching St. Martin not watching, but seeing the devastation afterwards, and the total destruction. St. Martin and Barbuda, and then knowing what happened in Houston with Hurricane Harvey. I was like, wow, I'm there. And by the way, I'm not a victim. Okay, I'm not a victim. I'm a classic Florida man. Okay, to a large degree. Go ahead. For anybody watching this video, hey man, you choose to fucking live there, bro. Nobody told you to live in Miami. And I've been saying that, by the way. I've been saying that actually from one of my favorite podcasters, who I'm not going to mention, because I like this person so much. I'm not going to mention them. I don't want to besmirch their brand. But it was interesting to see how they were talking about Floridians and the misinformation they were putting out there. That all of Florida was going to be 10 feet underwater. Are you fucking out of your mind, dude? Do you want to create a panic where almost 20 million people get fucking jammed up in highways getting out of a state? That was the other thing. For anyone, and now I know for sure, and I'm sorry if I must have said this during Hurricane Katrina. If I sounded like an asshole, I've learned my lesson. You cannot fucking blame people for the places that they choose to live and where they've grown up and where their roots are. You can't, okay? And yet I'm seriously considering after this, I don't know, we'll see. I don't see my future in Florida. We'll see if this is every 2 or 3 years where the hurricanes are like category 5 all the fucking time. But we'll see. That and it is interesting how it feels like life is out to kill us at every fucking turn, on the macro level with the hurricanes, and even on the micro level with diseases and cancer. My mother died in this room, and I'm not trying to be spooky, and then the last thing I want to do is exploit my mother's passing. But that's one of the things, speaking of accurate information and stuff, and how it helps. When people ask me, how can you possibly be atheist, especially since I grew up Catholic? One of the first things I say is, it's not a good idea to base your decisions on false information. And that was one of the things that I discovered the hard way with this hurricane. And like I said, on Thursday, the alarmism coming in from the news, oh my God. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? I was in a panic. And that was really severely affecting the decisions we were making until yesterday. Then the storm surges, and then people in the news, like almost with a smile on their face. There's gonna be fucking storm surges of 15 fucking feet and blah, blah, blah. You're like, fucking hell, dude. Fucking hell, man. And I understand you want to light a fire under people's ass and not take this lightly, but if you can, be as accurate as you possibly can when you're trying to inform people about catastrophes. And then that's the thing about life in general, and why I think religion is so toxic. It causes people to base their lives on false information. Some of the decisions I would have probably gotten stuck in traffic, running out of gas on a highway. You know, God knows, and with all the bad decisions that people ended up making because of the bad information or misinformation, and I like to think it all came from a good place. And lastly, how does this help in life? At least for me, man. You know, I don't look at life through the prism of good and evil and these little invisible forces. I just look at life for what it is. And I try to base all my decisions on as much accurate information as possible. And that's why I think we're able to survive this. And look, that's where faith kind of comes into play. But for me, it's a different type of faith. It's faith based on information and experience. Part of the reason why I did not evacuate is not only because I've already lived through quite a few hurricanes. Hurricane David when I was a kid. Hurricane Andrew, which I actually drove through like a shithead, but that's another story. And well, now this one. And Hurricane Sandy up in New York. I've been through them. And I've been through the alarmism with the news. And especially just seeing the reports coming in, like when people were talking about the storm surges, like, oh my God, the storm surge is going to hit all of, like there were people literally reporting that almost pretty much all of South Florida was going to be like 15 feet underwater. Don't fucking do that. Unless you know for damn certain, don't fucking do that. And what happened in Houston, those were pockets. That wasn't all of Houston. All of Houston was not under fucking water. And so far from what I understand, look, I don't want to contribute to misinformation. But look, let me end this on a positive note. Okay, the positive note being reaching a point where you're like, damn, it looks like I'm going to lose everything. Everything's going to be gone. And unfortunately, I didn't. And I know people have gone through much worse. But getting to that point, it is interesting when you also realize life is worth living after that point. Sometimes life's not worth living. With my mother, when she died of cancer, there came a point where even my family was telling me, dude, let it go. And that's the ebb and flow, man. That's the ebb and flow of life, creation and destruction, chaos and order, and the bittersweet experience that is living life as a human being on this planet. And anyway, I mean, I'll make this too long. Clearly, this video is not going to go viral because it's not fucking. It's not about catastrophe. Oh my God, look at the winter. And it's not some cute little fucking thing. Even though I got my cat jumping in here. But anyway, a little bit of hurricane wisdom. And oh wait, I'm going to end this with this. If we are that fortunate to not lose anything, I will definitely be giving back, man. I will definitely be giving back. And I think that is part of what makes life worth living. And that's another faith I do have also. If people followed one simple golden rule, don't be a fucking asshole with others. If everyone followed that rule, you don't even have to be nice. Just don't be a fucking asshole. Just don't go around stealing shit you know is not yours. Don't go around fucking making other people's lives a living hell when you don't need to, just for your own personal selfish gain. This life would be so much better. This would be that utopia and Shangri-La and heaven all rolled into one. With the hurricanes and with the cancer, you gotta take the good with the bad. Anyway, those are my thoughts from this bunker. And for anyone watching this video who's experienced Hurricane Irma, I really wish you the best and a safe recovery. And yeah, thanks for watching.